Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. MTG Box Analysis here to take a look at a Commander Masters set booster box, fully sealed and intact. We're going to crack this thing open, we're going to put the prices of all the rares and mythics on the screen, and at the end of the video we're going to do the full MTG Box Analysis, so that way you can see all of the metric and statistics for this particular box opening. So, inside of here, we've got, I believe, 24 set boosters. We've got some cards from the list. We've got some art cards. And we've got a ton of Commander staples that are extremely high value. So hopefully we can find some of those cards inside of this pack. There are currently 89 cards valued over $5 that we could pull out of here. So lots of potential value. It looks like we do have pull tabs. So let's go ahead and pull them open and see what pack number 1 has in store for us. So this one kicks off with an elemental token. Directly behind that, we're going to see ourselves a reverse engineer in foil with a tempt with vengeance coming in as our first rare. And then we're going to see ourselves Sidisi Brood Tyrant coming in as our second rare. Then we're going to see Yargle Glutton of Urborg, Tigum Sidisi's Hand, Felwar Stone, followed by a Thought Vessel. Then we've got ourselves a Swift Response with a Generous Gift, a Frantic Search, a Deep Analysis, a Deranged Assistant with a Mire Triton, followed by a Generous Gift in Borderless, and we're going to see one of the retro lands. We're going to see the Mountain, followed by a non-signed art card. All right, so let's go ahead and set up our piles here, and then we'll jump right into pack number 2. So that first pack, not so great. So hopefully we can redeem ourselves with pack number 2. So we got ourselves a Spirit token, followed by Surrak the Hunt Caller coming in foil, followed by a Curtains Call coming in as our first main set rare, followed by a Spectator Seeding. This is going to hold some value for us. Awesome to see that. Love to see the lands. And we're even going to see a third rare. We're going to see Mangara the Diplomat coming in. Very nice. Then we're going to see Gorex the Tomb Shell, followed by a Geode Golem, Wildwood Scourge, Predatory Rampage, Abundant Harvest, Thriving Grove, Thriving Bluff, Thriving Isle, Bonder's Ornament, and a Darksteel Mutation in Borderless with a Forest and a non-signed art card. So it's very common to see those thriving lands come together in clumps. This set booster box comes from the days when they used to do themes with set boosters, so you'll see a lot of that going on. So we got a Spirit, followed by a Myriad Landscape Borderless coming in foil. Very nice. And directly behind that, we're going to see a Fierce Guardianship. So this is one of the gigantic hits from this set. Awesome to see that. Hooray! And directly behind that, we're going to see Lorthos the Tidemaker. Not as much hooray, but still another rare. Then we got Malamo the Moro Sorcerer, followed by Anax Harden in the Forge, an Elite Scale Guard, a Fencing Ace, a Fierce Empath, Custody Squire, Dread Drone, Kozilek's Predator, Prismatic Lens, Prophetic Prism, and a Dread Return in Borderless with an Island, and a non-signed Defecting slot coming in the back. All right, this pack kicks off with a Soldier, and then we're going to see a Deranged Assistant in foil, followed by a Sword of Animus coming in as our main set rare, another really good rare for us, followed by Minds Aglow, and then we're going to see Jazal Goldmane coming in at a white as our last rare. Then we're going to see Tetsuko, followed by Hero's Blade, Assault Suit, then we've got a Thriving Moor, a Thriving Heath, an Explorer's Scope, Staunch Throne Guard, Foundry Inspector, Sunspear Shikari, and a Commander Sphere with a foil Retro Swamp and another non-signed art card. So as you can see, we've got a few more of the Thrivings in there that probably completed this set. Then we got our first list card here. So we got ourselves a Murangara Petroglyphs coming in off of the list. So rare off of the list for us. Then we're going to see ourselves Nadler's Nightblade in foil, followed by an Imp's Mischief, another really good rare for us, followed by Psy Master Thopterus coming in, and that'll do it. And then we're going to see Anafenza Kintree Spirit with Thromkratus, Lightning Greaves. We're going to see an Arcane Signet, an Ulamog's Crusher, Rapacious One, followed by a Mirror-Smith, a Mirror-Sire, then a Firemind Vessel. Then we're going to see a Campfire, followed by All That Glitters, a Plains, and one more non-signed art card. So I'm noticing a little bit of glare. All right, so that should take care of the glare. Now let's just keep on ripping through. All right, so we got ourselves a servo token, followed by an Islithan Caryatid in foil, followed by a heroic intervention. Awesome to see that. Does hold value. And then we're going to see ourselves Ulamog, the Ceaseless Hunger, another gigantic hit from the main set. Awesome to see that. All right, we'll put that with Fierce Guardianship. Then we're going to see a Rakamar, followed by a Kaho Minimar Historian. Then we're going to see a Meteor Mace, followed by a Fiendlash, Islithan Caryatid again, Thorn of the Black Rose, Read the Bones, followed by Drown in Sorrow, a Carrier Thrall, a Commander Sphere. Then we're going to see a Reliquary Tower in Borderless with a Swamp, and one more non-signed art card. All right, we got 2 more packs in stack number 1. We've already got 2 of the major hits from the set. Let's go. Got ourselves another list card here. We got Blade Wing of the Risen, just an uncommon from the list. Then we're going to see ourselves a Foil Soul Ring. Very nice. And directly behind that, we're going to see ourselves an Ogre Slumlord, followed by a Verdant Confluence coming in as our second rare. And we're going to see Sek-Kar Deathkeeper coming in as our third rare, and that'll do it for that pack. Then we're going to see Sarok the Hunt Caller, a Shimmer Mirror, followed by another Soul Ring, Dread Return, a Battle Screech. Then we've got ourselves a Crawling Infestation, a Tragic Slip, Command Tower, with a Kodama's Reach in Borderless, and a Counterspell in Borderless, double Borderless, with a Swamp, and Morphon in non-signed art form. All right, moving into our last pack in stack number 1. Not disappointed thus far, but we still have a lot of ground to make up to reach the market price of the box. So we've got a Treasure, followed by a Spectral Grasp in foil. Then we're going to see, there we go, that'll help. We got ourselves the Doubling Season. Very nice to see that. Awesome, especially since we pulled this out of Wilds of Eldraine just last week. So fantastic to see another one added to my collection. And then we're going to see ourselves a Days Undoing coming in out of blue, followed by Krenko the Mob Boss, and a Maelstrom Wanderer coming in the Borderless. Very nice. So a 4 rare pack there for us. Awesome. Then we're going to see Tatova Benathic Druid, Spectral Searchlight, a Thran Dynamo, followed by a Hoarding Dragon. Then we're going to see a Path of Ancestry, an Opal Palace, a Palace Sentinels, with a Crimson Fleet Commodore, and an Arcane Signet in Borderless with another foil basic land, and a non-signed art card. All right, starting off stack number 2. This box is super strong. Let's see if we can't keep it going. So we got a Treasure, followed by a Dread Return in foil Borderless, followed by Divergent Transformations coming in as our first rare. Then we're going to see ourselves a Stitcher Giraffe coming in as our second, and that'll do it. Kind of a dud pack. Low Shield Clockwork Scholar with an Asareth, the Awakener, a Myriad Landscape, a Reliquary Tower, Spike Shot Goblin, Dragon Fodder, Feed the Swarm, Spectral Grasp, Fall from Favor, Entourage of Trest, a Path to Exile in Borderless with a Plains, and one more non-signed art card. I'm calling out the art cards because I like to feature the artists on the channel when they do sign the art cards, just so we can kind of get their names out there and thank them for illustrating the game. I know WotC pays them, but still. So we got ourselves another rare off of the list coming from Dominaria. We got Mishra's Self-Replicator coming in. And behind that, we're going to see Zada Hedron Grinder in foil with an Idol of Oblivion coming in. Very nice to see that. Good rare for us. With a Nesting Dragon coming in as our second rare. And our third rare is going to be an Ashling the Pilgrim. And that'll do it. Then we're going to see Aurorix Bladewing, Whirler Rogue, Loyal Apprentice, followed by a Faithless Looting, Looter Ilkor, Phyrexian Gargantua, Thrabian Inspector, Spite Bellows, Rapacious Dragon, and an Elvish Mystic with a Mountain. And we do have our first signed art card, so let me go ahead and feature the artist here. This is going to be Bribery by Kai Carpenter. So thank you very much, Kai, for illustrating this card and lending WotC your signature. All right, moving on into our next pack. Closing in on the halfway point, but we're not quite there. So we've got a Zombie, followed by foil borderless insurrection. Very nice to see that. That looks pretty darn sweet in the foil borderless treatment. Awesome. And then directly behind that, we're going to see the Craterhoof Behemoth, another massive hit from the main set. Awesome. And then we're going to see ourselves an experimental Kraj, followed by a Eudora Gravegardener, Squee Goblin Naboob, Rogue's Passage, Frontier Warmonger, Lolith Giant, Carrion Grub, Cadaver Imp, Supernatural Stamina, Shipwrecker Drowser, Cyclops Electromancer, and a Path of Ancestry in Borderless with an island and one more non-signed art card. I can't believe the value that we're seeing so far. This is amazing. Let's keep it going. So we got a Spirit, followed by Kodama's Reach in foil. And then we're going to see ourselves Wake the Dead, followed by a Personal Tutor. And behind that, we're going to see Azami Lady of Scrolls, and Azami Lady of Scrolls again, but this time in the portrait frame. Very nice. And then we're going to see Zahid Jin of the Lamp, Sandstone Oracle, Forebearer's Blade, Efficient Construction, Living Lightning, Gutter Snipe, Champion of the Flame, Fists of Flame, and a Factor Fiction with a Mountain, and one more non-signed art card that's a Sliver. So it's nice when you can get a 4 rare pack. It's even better when you can get a 5, and that includes, I think, the foil and the list. So we got ourselves a Slag Fiend coming in off of the list, a rare. And then behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Carrion Grub in foil, followed by a Blood Chief Ascension, another really good rare for us, followed by Marin of Clan Nel Toth coming in. And that'll do it. Then we're going to see the Solemn Ritualist with Guardian of Arashin, Mace of the Valiant, followed by Bastion of Remembrance, a Counter Spell, followed by a Ram Through, Sulphureous Blast. Then we got a Temur Battle Mage, Cryptic Serpent, Murmuring Mystic, and a Faithless Looting and Borderless with a Forest. And we do have a stamped art card here. We'll call out the artist anyway. So we got ourselves Shelter by Elena Danner. Thank you very much, Elena, for illustrating that card. Wish you would have loaned your signature, but I understand. All right, so we got ourselves a Servo token, followed by Kurtar's Wrath in foil. Then we're going to see, wow, Cyclonic Rift, another massive hit from the main set. Awesome to see that. What's behind it? We're going to see a Sublime Exaltation coming in, and then we're going to see Razkath the Foul-Blooded coming in. Very cool to see that. Is a pretty good mythic for us. Then we're going to see the Moon Kraken, followed by Danitha Capsation Paragon, Ravaging Blaze, Heartless Act, followed by a Gargadon, Deadly Recluse, Windcaller Aven, Twisted Abomination, and Exsanguinate in Borderless with a Frantic Search in Borderless. Then we're going to see ourselves a Forest and another non-signed art card. Wow, we still have 2 more packs in stack number 2, and we've got so many big hits on the board. I can only imagine what the value meter in the top left of your screen looks like. So we got the Monarch, followed by a Foil Thriving Bluff. Then we're going to see a Righteous Confluence, followed by a Heavenly Blade Master. Then we've got a Sakiko Mother of Summer coming in. And that'll do it for that one with an Aerial Knight of Windgrace, Reality Shift, Darksteel Mutation, Impulsive Pilferer, Nadler's Nightblade, Serrated Scorpion, Ministrant of Obligation, Wind Rider Wizard, Shelter, followed by Command Tower in Borderless with a Swamp and a Soul Ring in non-signed art form. All right, this one's going to kick off with an Elemental token, followed by a Rot Shambler in foil, and then we're going to see ourselves a Rune-Scarred Demon with Hana Ship's Navigator, and then we're going to see Tulziki Caravaner with Council of Innovation, Kurtar's Wrath, Jade's Mage, Demon's Disciple, Makeshift Munitions, Sunblade Angel, Goliath Sphinx, Sky Snare Spider with Broken Wings, and a Nadler's Nightblade in Borderless with a Plains, and another non-signed art card. All right, so that takes us down to our final stack here. I really hope we can get one more gigantic hit. That would be awesome. So we got ourselves another card off of the list here. We got ourselves Balance of Power coming from Portal. And then behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Final Parting with an Arachno Genius coming in as our rare. And then we're going to see ourselves an Evacuation, followed by Yannette, Cryptic Sovereign coming in. And we're going to see an Obscuring Haze coming in the Borderless Frame Break. Very nice to see that. Awesome. And then we're going to see Piana, Nomad Captain, there we go, Havoc Jester, Reassembling Skeleton, Ministron of Obligation, a Demon's Disciple, Makeshift Munitions, Blood Aspirant, Pilgrim's Eye, with an Elvish Mystic, and a Plains, and yep, one more non-signed art card. So that's like our 4th or 5th pack that we've gotten quad rares from. I don't think we've had any 5 rare packs, but there's still time. So we got the Saproling, followed by the Sky Shroud Claim and Foil, with a Stonehoof Chieftain coming in as our first rare, Chainer, Dementia Master, followed by Wrath, Capsation Ship's Mage, Baird, Steward of Argive, Ashnod's Altar, good uncommon. And then we got ourselves a Burnished Heart, a Legion Vanguard, followed by a Rot Shambler, Filigree Attendant, Letter of Acceptance, Vial of Dragonfire, with a Renowned Weaponsmith, and a Path of Ancestry, followed by a Mountain, and one more non-signed art card. I'm just going to move some of our common uncommons off to the side. It's amazing how many rares and mythics you get inside one of these boxes. No wonder why they're so expensive. All right, so we got ourselves the City's Blessing, followed by a Filigree Attendant in foil. And then we're going to see an Extraplanar Lens coming in from the Artifact series as a mythic. Very nice. Good hit for us. And then we're going to see ourselves a Savine's Reclamation, followed by Rafika the Many. And then we're going to see the Sage Lifecrafter, followed by Feast of Succession, Skyline Despot, Wanderer's Strike, Courage in Crisis, Snakeskin Veil, Tuskguard Captain, Heart Piercer Bow, followed by a Stormkiln Arsonist coming in Borderless with a Frantic Search in Borderless. But then we got a Plains, and there's we saw that card earlier. Let's see, what was that? That was the Obscuring Haze. I already forgot what it was. All right, so we got ourselves an Eldrazi Scion with a Mirror Sire in foil, a Treasure Nabber, followed by Nahab the Eternal coming in, another really good hit for us, followed by a Steel Shaper's Gift, rare Borderless, very cool. And then we're going to see Zada Hedron Grinder with Judas the Scourge Diva, Palace Jailer, Armorcraft Judge, Terramorphic Expanse with a Crocian Tusker, Crash of Rhino Beetles, Kodama's Reach, a Braid, and then we're going to see Nadler's Nightblade with a foil island, and there's Urza's without a signature. All right, we are down to 4 packs. It's been a little while since we saw one of the big hits. Let's get one. So we got ourselves a Shatterstorm coming in off of the list. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Looter Ilkor in foil with a Fiery Confluence coming in as our first rare. And then we're going to see Nahiri the Lithomancer coming in as a second rare. And that'll do it. Then we're going to see Shiziko's Caretaker, Taya Bearclaw, Loyal Guardian, Loyal Subordinate, an Elvish Mystic, Sky Shroud Claim, All That Glitters, an Ancestral Blade, a Dwarven Hammer, followed by a Witch's Cauldron, and a Thran Dynamo in Borderless with a Swamp, and one more non-signed art card. All right, 3 packs to go. Come on, Jeweled Lotus. That would just be the icing on the cake for this box. All right, so we got a Servo, followed by a Darksteel Mutation, and then we're going to see ourselves a Toxic Deluge, another really good rare for us. Tayessa Karlov. Then we're going to see Yeheni, Undying Partisan, Vertaloth the Ancient, Cartographer's Hawk, Rampaging Brontodon, Unbound Potential. Then we've got a Knighted Mirror, Antioch Bonkin, with a Supply Runners, a Witching Well, Reverse Engineer, and a Command Tower in Borderless with a Foil Mountain. And we do get a 3rd signed art card here, so let's go ahead and feature the artist. So this is going to be Command Tower by Donato Gianna Cola. So thank you very much, Donato, for signing that card. Or at least lending your signature so Watsy can stamp it on there. All right, so we've got an Eldrazi Scion, Supernatural Stamina, and then we're going to see ourselves Deadly Rollick. There we go. Another massive hit for us from the main set. Awesome. And behind that, we're going to see ourselves a Star of Extinction with Rankle, Master of Pranks. And then we're going to see the Slimefoot the Stowaway, Beanstalk Giant, Hunter's Insight, Galvany Silversmith, Pollenbright Druid, and Exclude, Ghostly Flicker, a Resculpt, Brass Knuckles, and a Faithless Looting with a Forest, and one more non-signed art card. All right, final set booster pack, then we'll jump into the MTG box analysis. I encourage you to hang out for that. All right, this one kicks off with a Saproling. And then we're going to see ourselves a foil Emerald Medallion coming in. Very nice to see that. Directly behind that, whoa, we got ourselves the Great Henge. Tremendous. I think this might be the most valuable card that we're going to pull from this particular box. Awesome to see that. So many great hits. And then directly behind that, we got ourselves the Wayward Swordtooth and a Regal Behemoth and Duretti Scrap Savant. And that'll do it. Then we get the Loyal Companion, Loyal Unicorn, Loyal Drake, Furious Rise, Darksteel Ingot, Volshock Battle Gear, a Haunted Cloak, Unstoppable Obelisk, Felwar Stone, an Island, and one more non-signed art card. All right, so I'll get it all sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people. All by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.